So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane.
One of the most iconic athletes of all time. He's remembered as a graceful and dominant winner, his silhouette immortalized as the symbol of a $5 billion empire. But people often forget that if you got on his bad side, MJ wouldn't hesitate to do you dirty.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Here are 10 times Michael Jordan disrespected other NBA players. Dikembe Mutombo was hands down one of the most intimidating defensive players of the 90s. This 7'2" monster shot blocker would often follow each block with a taunting finger wag, proclaiming his dominance. But at the 97 All-Star game, Mutombo got a little too cocky, boldly telling Jordan that he would never dunk on Mutombo.
Mike, come on, man. Be for real, you haven't got me yet.
Huh?
Mike,
They never put you on the highlight.
No. They say I would love to give my boss, but it's not happening.
It's not gonna happen. You know he's lying. It's never gonna happen.
But later that same season, when the Bulls played the Hawks in the playoffs, MJ was finally able to summit Mount Mutombo, finishing off his nasty and disrespectful dunk by giving Dikembe his own trademark finger wag. And that wasn't the only time Jordan disrespected another NBA All-Star without saying a single word. See, back in the 1996 NBA Finals, after the Bulls took a commanding 3-0 lead in the series, George Karl decided to have Gary Payton guard Jordan. MJ averaged 31 points per game during the first 3 games. But with Payton guarding him the next 3 games, Jordan scored less than 24 points per game.
But I slowed him down, and we won the next 2 games. I just made him, I made it difficult for him. I didn't let him be comfortable. They were comfortable in their triangle, and I made it uncomfortable for him. And Mike got mad.
So even though the Bulls won the series, Payton was understandably proud of his performance, as was revealed in The Last Dance.
It took a toll on Mike. It took a toll, and then resting him a little bit, and then...
But instead of patting him on the back, Jordan responded with outright disrespect and uncontrollable laughter.
The glove. I had no problem with the glove. I had no problem with Gary Payton.
In this next instance, Jordan again found his opponent to be a joke. So much so that he only had to say just one word in order to demonstrate his level of utter disrespect for this player. One time, when Jordan faced off against Byron Scott and the Lakers, he found out that Scott wasn't playing due to an injury.
So they're getting off the bus. We're done with shoot around and we're walking out, and MJ says, B. Scott, what's going on? I said, what's up, MJ? He said, man, I hear that you're not playing tonight. I said, no, I sprained my ankle.
Upon learning that he would instead be guarded by Anthony Peeler, Jordan's response was simply 50.
Well, he said, who's guarding me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, 50.
And surprise, surprise, Mike backed it up by finishing the night with 54 points. Clearly, Peeler knew his place with the Great One. But that wasn't the case with one of Jordan's own teammates. Before he was ever a 9-time NBA champion, Steve Kerr was just a second-string player that MJ had zero respect for. And during a 1995 scrimmage, the two got into it so bad that it actually came to blows. Jordan didn't like the way Phil Jackson was calling the fouls, so he took his aggression out with a hard foul against Kerr, to which Kerr surprisingly responded by hitting Jordan in the chest. Kerr had some balls for that one, but MJ wasn't having it, and he immediately punched Kerr in the face, giving him a black eye. It was so disrespectful that Phil Jackson immediately kicked Jordan out of practice.
He hauls off and hits me in the chest, and I just haul off and hit him right in the eye. And Phil just throws me out of practice.
MJ and Kerr eventually developed a mutual respect and went on to win their first championship together the next year, but not before being tested by all the new up-and-coming players who wanted a piece of Jordan. Like on February 27, 1996, when a cocky Kevin Garnett thought MJ's greatness years were behind him. After 3 quarters, the young rookie told his teammate J.R. Ryder to keep killing Jordan in their individual matchup.
J.R. Ryder is having an unbelievable game too, and I'm just feeling 19. I'm like, yeah, keep going, killing him. Ooh, and
But it wasn't long before Garnett regretted that one, because the Bulls dismantled the Timberwolves in the 4th quarter, and MJ finished with 35 points. After Ryder and Garnett were both pulled out of the game, MJ walked over to their bench. And you know he had to hit Garnett with some condescending disrespect.
Next thing you know, we over there like this. And Mike came down. Okay, young fella. Okay, damn, young fella. Damn, y'all done? Damn, young fella.
But that was actually tame compared to the beef Mike had with his teammate, Bill Cartwright. Maybe it's because his good friend Charles Oakley was traded to the Knicks, but whatever the reason, MJ made it known that he had zero respect for Cartwright, as Jordan began verbally assaulting Cartwright relentlessly, including giving him the disrespectful name of Medical Bill, since Cartwright was older and frequently injured. One night, after Cartwright put up a terrible performance against the Hornets, Michael apparently told the entire Bulls team that Cartwright didn't belong in the NBA. But after being humiliated by Michael, the 7'1", 245-pound center had had enough.
Cartwright gets Michael aside, and he says, look, if you ever do anything like that again, you will never play basketball because I'm going to break both your legs.
Cartwright and Jordan eventually worked it out and went on to win 3 championships together. And that's 3 more than Muggsy Bogues was able to win. Sure, Muggsy may be one of the most inspiring players to ever play the game. After all, it takes a big dreamer to make it to the league when you're only 5'3". But during the 1995 NBA playoffs, when the Hornets were matched up against the Bulls, Jordan didn't care about any of that. During the decisive game with the Hornets down 1, Muggsy had an open shot and a chance for his Hornets to take the lead. That's when MJ reportedly said, "Go ahead and shoot it, you fucking midget." Ouch. Mike was dead wrong for that one. But Muggsy did miss the shot, and the Bulls advanced to the next round of the playoffs. And Muggsy wasn't the only Hornets player that felt the wrath of Jordan's disrespect. According to his former Hornets teammate, Kendall Gill, during one fateful game, Alonzo Mourning started talking smack to Jordan after blocking 2 shots against the Bulls.
And I was blocking his shot.
Jordan went to the left-hand block by Mourning.
He remembered it.
Well, MJ wasn't having it, and he soon decided to put Mourning on a poster. And it didn't stop there. MJ and the Bulls knocked out Mourning in back-to-back seasons in '96 and '97. This was in large part because Dennis Rodman was able to successfully neutralize and shut down Mourning. Jordan then publicly disrespected Mourning again when he said, Dennis gets into Alonzo Mourning's head now. Alonzo's weak in the mind. Sharp words from MJ, but that's still nothing compared to what he said about his former best friend, Charles Barkley. It all started during the 1993 NBA Finals, when MJ and Barkley played a round of golf before Game 4. MJ even gifted Barkley a $20,000 diamond earring. But it was all simply part of Jordan's plan to destroy Barkley. Afterwards, Jordan reportedly said, "Charles won't get in my way the rest of the series. What's 20,000 to me? Charles thinks we're great friends. I hate that fat." And his plan worked flawlessly, because in the very next game, Jordan went off for 55 points, and the Bulls took a commanding 3-1 series lead, which the Suns never recovered from. And then later, when the two went on the Oprah Winfrey Show together, Mike was hitting Barkley with one disrespectful comment after another.
He doesn't know about this. He's never written. He never understands what it takes to be a winner.
You had to go there,
Did I say something wrong?
When you guys are out, though, I mean, does this go on all night long?
All night long.
All night long. All night long.
And if I'm winning,
yeah.
because you know everybody else is
That's
kissing.
not often.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
He's winning.
Years later, after Jordan became owner of the Hornets, Barkley criticized many of the moves MJ made, and Mike didn't take it well, cutting Charles out of his life. And apparently, the two still haven't spoken. But that still doesn't take the cake when it comes to the level of disrespect that Jordan has directed at one of his opponents. Case in point, Isaiah Thomas. Back in the 80s, Isaiah Thomas was a part of the Pistons' Bad Boys squad that won back-to-back NBA championships in 1989 and 1990. This was the team that eliminated Jordan's Bulls 2 years in a row. The extremely tough team that Jordan just couldn't get past in the playoffs.
Y'all hated him. And yeah, he carries even to this day.
But that changed in 1991, with the Bulls clicking on all cylinders, as Jordan became a more complete player and learned how to better involve his teammates. In fact, the Bulls were playing so well that they actually destroyed the Pistons, sweeping them in 4 games to advance to the NBA Finals. But most people forget that Isaiah Thomas is actually from Chicago, and he didn't appreciate being hated and publicly humiliated in his home city. Thomas then made the unsportsmanlike move of leaving the court before Game 4 even ended without shaking hands with Jordan.
Time runs down. Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here. Now a timeout was called. They left the bench, although there's 7 and 9/10 seconds remaining. The Pistons just left.
Whatever he says now, you know it wasn't his true actions then. You know, it's time enough to think about it. Or the reaction of the public that's kind of changed his perspective of it. Yeah, you can show me anything you want. There's no way you can convince me he wasn't that.
But the humiliation for Thomas didn't end there, because Jordan notoriously disrespected Thomas by refusing to play on the 1992 United States Olympic Dream Team if Thomas was a part of it.
Did he want him on the team?
Well, I can't speak for Michael, but I don't think he wanted him on the team.
Now, there has been speculation that your icy relationship with Isaiah Thomas is the reason that he was not selected. Well, what is your reaction to that?
Certainly, things are being pointed at me because of our relationship, and of course about the way that the end of the game between Detroit and Chicago ended.
We were picking the group just after the Pistons had been eliminated by the Bulls, and it was very bad timing for Isaiah.
When the Pistons walked off the court before the final bell, I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
All right, no Isaiah Thomas stuff.
Thomas question.
Cool.
MJ denying him that gold medal really hurt Isaiah. And even today, after all these years, it's obvious that Thomas is still upset by what happened.
And I thought I should have made that dream team. However, I wasn't a part of it. That hurt me. And looking back, if I'm not a part of the dream team because, a lapse in emotion in terms of not shaking someone's hand, if that's the reason why I didn't make the dream team, then I am more disappointed today than I was back then when I wasn't selected.
Sure, Isaiah might be disappointed, but I'm not disappointed if you made it to the end of this video. You're definitely a real one. Just 2 small favors real quick before you leave. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit it with a like. I put a lot of time and heart into editing this piece and would really appreciate it. And then make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're cooking up all kinds of fun and entertaining hoops related videos, and you definitely don't want to miss what's in store for you.